Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today, we are talking about a product that gets overlooked very often. I feel like people look right past this product and it is seriously incredible. But before we get started, I know people are gonna ask what I'm wearing. So on my lips, I have one layer of Glam Doll, one layer of Sheer Berry, and one layer of Glam Doll again. Topped with Glossy Gloss, and then on my eyes, I'm wearing Moca Java in my crease, Whisper Pink on my lid, and then our limited edition Shimmer EyeSense in the shade Gilded. So that's what I'm wearing. And today we are talking about Browsense. You guys, did you know Senegence makes a brow product that is just as good as Lip Sense? It is waterproof, smudge proof, budge proof. It's basically like microblading in a bottle. I get questions on my brows all the time. And I do have my brows microbladed. I got them micro shaded and microbladed. The micro shading in February of 2016. I got pregnant like right after, and so it faded a lot because of hormones and stuff. And then I did microblading about a year later, just kind of on top of it to give some hair stroke. Do use our Browsense, not every single day, but I use it a lot, especially when I'm doing a full makeup look, to just enhance my brows even more. So today I'm going to show you all of the colors that we have, and I'm going to show you how I use them on myself. If you want to check out Browsense, then just keep on watching. Browsense comes in 4 different shades. The lightest being light. The next shade is taupe. Next one is dark. And then the last one is auburn. Auburn and taupe are more warm toned. Dark and light are more cool ashy tone. Most brow hairs are naturally ashier in tone, so when in doubt, go with an ashier tone. I honestly can wear all 3, light, taupe, and dark Browsense. I personally would never wear auburn just because it would look kind of funny on me, but light, taupe, and dark all work for me. I do prefer a darker brow, so I tend to lean more towards dark. As you can see, my brows are microbladed, but I do have some missing spots. Like right there, it's kind of faded. Up there, I have a little bit of missing spots. Down here, my line is not as sharp as I would like it to be. So when it comes to your brows, finding your shape is crucial. And I always recommend going to a professional to get your brows professionally shaped and waxed or threaded. When you're working at home, I'm gonna show you the tricks to mapping out your brows. So first thing, you want your brow to start. If you take a pencil and line it up to the edge of your nostril, straight up and down, that's where you want your brow to start. Now, this part of your brow, you want it to go straight up and down. You want this right here, let's see, to be a right angle, straight up and down. You don't want it to be curved. You don't want it to slant in. You don't want it to slant out. You want that straight up and down. That is crucial. Okay, the next point is where your arch should be. Now, if you line up a pencil with the edge of your nose and through your pupil, that is where your arch should be. The highest point of your brow should be right there. Then we're gonna line up for the end of the tail of the brow. You line it up to the edge of your nostril and to the corner of your eye, and that's where your brow should end. That is gonna give you the perfect map to shaping your face and shaping your eye. Okay, so Browsense comes in a double-ended tube, like so. And you do want to shake it. It is similar to Lip Sense, and it has the color molecules suspended in alcohol. As the alcohol evaporates, the color molecules are left behind, which gives you that waterproof, smudge-proof color. So shake it really well. You can hear there's a little ball in there that mixes up that pigment. When you open it, there's a tiny little brush. Now this brush is perfect for drawing those tiny little hair strokes that are gonna make it look natural, like actual hair. Some people that are missing more hair might need to grab a angled brush and use this with our product instead, so you can put more on at a time. But when you're using an angled brush, you want to do it very light-handed because this product is very pigmented. It can build up very quickly and it can be intense. So I always recommend starting off by mapping your brows out with this little tiny brush and then filling in any areas that you might need to if you need to cover more area. On the other end, we have a little spoolie. This spoolie is so perfect for brushing out your brows. Brush them into place prior to applying the Browsense, and then you can use this to brush them out afterwards as well. Start by taking the product out. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the shade Dark. And I always start at the tail of my brow. So I kind of start at the arch and work it down to the tail, outside and inside. So kind of top and bottom. And then I just go through and fill that in, switch over to the spoolie and brush it through. Kind of just brush it in. Tiny little strokes. That's where it's gonna look the most natural, is when you do those smaller strokes. And then I work my way forward, going top and bottom. And brushing through. Okay, the tail, it is okay to have it a bolder, more intense tail. The front of the brow is where you want it to be fluffier, more natural looking, not so bold and intense. We don't want those sharpy looking brows. So I like to kind of create that ombre effect. So I do fill in the tail pretty intensely. In the front of my brow, I'm gonna show you how I flick the product through. Let me show you. This line right here, you want to go from the bottom point of your brow, right here, straight up to your arch. So if you can see, mine kind of goes straight and then it slightly starts to curve because I'm missing a little bit of hair right there. So I'm gonna go through and fill in that hair. Okay, now I'm going to sharpen up this bottom line down here. But what I'm gonna do, instead of just drawing a line like that, I'm gonna flick the hairs up into my brow. I'm gonna do the same thing to the top of my brow because you can see it dips right there. This time I'm working downward. I'm gonna work in the same direction that my hair naturally goes. Okay, so here's the deal. I do have a lot of brow hair, so that's good and bad. One of the ways that it's hard and bad is because it is more difficult for me to create those fake hair strokes. So if you have less hair, making a hair stroke is actually going to be easier for you. Since I do have more hair though, I don't have to do as much hair stroking. So since I filled in the missing pieces, what I'm going to do next is take my little spoolie, I'm going to unscrew it, wipe off excess product there, and I'm actually going to dip it in. I'm not going to push it all the way in, just barely in, and kind of twirl it around a little bit and pull it back out. That's going to get some product on my spoolie, and then I'm going to brush that through my brows. This is going to act as a colored brow gel. It's going to cover up any of my blonde brow hairs. It's going to hold my brow hairs in place and kind of fill in any extras. Now this is usually as far as I'll go with my brows on a day-to-day basis, but if you want to go a little bit farther, I'm going to show you how you can carve out your brows using ShadowSense as concealer and make them really pop. Okay, so if you want to go the extra mile and really make those brows pop, you need yourself an angled brush. This one is just an e.l.f. angled brush, and then some ShadowSense. I'm using the shade Sandstone Pearl. A little bit of product onto my angled brush and just carve out my brows starting right here. Blending it out. Now, I definitely don't do this on a day-to-day basis, but if I'm wearing a full glam look, I will. You can see how much this makes the brow pop. Look at the difference compared to just my regular old microbladed brow, all glammed out. You can see this eyebrow is done and this one is not. So again, I do have microblading, so obviously this one is going to look like it's done even when it's not, but just look at the difference in how this pops versus this one. I'm gonna hurry and throw on this one just real quick from farther away so you can see how I do it again. And then I will show you how I do them on my arm so that you can see how to do them if you have virtually no brow hair at all. Once I get to the front of the brow, sometimes I will need to grab my angled brush, and I'll just take a little bit of product off of the wand from my angled brush and use it to sharpen up this line a little bit more and fill in some space, because I do have some spaces down there that I like to fill in. I'm going to even it out by using my sandstone pearl, making this line crisp. Brush through with my spoolie. So you can see what a difference just sharpening up those brows looks. Hopefully that helps with the Browsense. I am now going to change angles and show you how I do it on my arm so that you can see how to use Browsense even if you don't have much brow hair to work with. The lighting is not the greatest, but here is a clean arm. I'm going to use dark Browsense to make the brow. So I'm starting with the tail just like I normally would on my actual brow, and I'm faking a tail with the bottom and then the top, and I'm brushing hair through it. Sorry, you can't see that. So there's my tail. I'm going to slowly work my way forward to the front of the brow and make sure that this line, this front of the brow, is straight up and down. We want it to be really sharp at that right angle. Straight up and down. This is where we're going to flick, and we want the most hair stroke happening right here. Remember, back here we don't care so much about if it's bold, because we like that kind of ombre look, but up here we definitely want it to be hair stroked. Okay, but see how I did this line down here to make sure that that is a sharp, crisp line, and I'm going to hair stroke all the way throughout the rest of the brow. This is a little bit easier when you do it on your eyeball, and you can kind of see exactly where you need that brow to go, but we're hair stroking, we're making it work. And having it kind of be uneven, kind of be fluffy, like that is what a natural brow is going to look like anyway. I did it a little bold on this tail. I don't think most people are going to want that bold of a brow. And that's fine. Practice makes perfect. Once you've got your brows drawn on, take the spoolie end and just brush through, and that's going to kind of loosen up any thick parts and kind of break it up. And there you go. That is how you fake a brow with Browsense. Once it's set and dry, smudge proof, budge proof, waterproof. I mean, you could wear this brow for 3 days. Alrighty, so there you have it. There is Browsense. If you guys have not tried it, be sure to check it out. You can grab some in the description bar below. I will have the link to shop down there. It is a must. You guys, brows are huge. Having good brows is huge. Having brows that are gonna stay in place, that are waterproof, smudge proof, that aren't gonna move all day long, even better. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you wanna see more, and I'll talk to you guys all next time. Hello everyone. Why did I do that?